Well, it's another big day on Capitol Hill today. Attorney General Jeff Sessions will be in the hot seat, testifying to Russia's hacking in the 2016 election. Assistant Professor of Political Science at Wright State University, Dr. Lee Hanna, is here with me once again. And Lee, thanks for coming in again. And I feel like you're a full-time employee here now with the amount that we're talking to you. But this really is, I mean, it's not hyperbole to say that this is another huge, huge day on Capitol Hill. What can we expect from Jeff Sessions today? What kind of questions do we want answered?
Yes, it really is. So he's going before the same committee that I think 11 million people watched last week, the Intelligence Committee.
That was just the TV number, too.
Yes, yeah, and then, of course, all the playback and everything. So he's going before that committee, so it'll be the same kind of faces, and it'll be in the same room, 2:30 in public. And I think the big questions will be the Russian investigation. Sessions for the Judiciary Committee to be confirmed as Attorney General, said he had no relationship with Russia, and then had to kind of walk that back and when these reports came out of 2 meetings with a diplomat. So so he has to kind of explain that, and then second will be what was his role in the dismissal of James Comey. So those will be the 2 big questions.
And it was just yesterday that we found out that we didn't know yesterday morning at this time whether it was going to be a public or private. It is going to be public. How surprising is it to you that this is going to be a public hearing?
Yes, I was very surprised by that, and
what's the significance of that?
Yeah. So on the one hand, to be really charitable to Sessions, you could say he has nothing to hide. He was disparaged unfairly by James Comey. He's coming under oath to set the record straight. That's kind of the most charitable take. Perhaps he just feels like with the nature of how these reports get leaked and everything else, he would rather have his own words on record rather than an interpretation of it later. So that could be the other way to kind of interpret this.
And what about I mean, you mentioned responding potentially to obviously a lot of what James Comey said on Thursday. What is the significance of the timing of this? And have we really seen drama like this on Capitol Hill before?
Certainly not in a long time, I don't believe. I think you'd have to go back to some extent to see this. What is significant is of course, I mean, as Comey kind of put it, like, we have just overwhelming evidence that Russia tried to influence this election in a number of ways. And while meeting with Russian ambassadors is not illegal, the fact that a number of key people around Trump had those meetings and then really didn't disclose them until they were pressured or until a reporter found out does, just arouse a lot of suspicion. So now we're seeing the air being cleared in a number of ways, and it was probably expedited by Trump firing Comey.
What do you think the likelihood is that we hear about Sessions opening up about his relationship with President Trump?
Yeah, that's kind of the big third question is Sessions still a complete ally with Donald Trump, or has there been a fissure in their relationship? There is a chance that even with the Comey questions, he may use executive privilege to really not answer anything. So this could be anticlimactic for our viewers out there. I don't know how he gets around talking about Russia, though. I feel like he's going to the stand to talk about something. He's not just going to stand up there and say he can't talk about anything. So in that way, I think we'll get some insight on that. As to the nature of his relationship with Trump, if you see him distancing himself, I think that will be really, really telling and a big story. But I'm kind of at the more of the same at this point.
Real quickly before I let you go, speaking of President Trump, there are the reports, obviously, of his friends saying that he's considering firing Robert Mueller. Can he fire Robert Mueller?
Through the Justice Department. Now, Sessions has recused himself, so it would have to go to the Deputy AG, Rosenstein, who did fire Comey officially. He can do it, but it's incredibly risky, both public opinion-wise, and then also if you get into more questions of obstruction of justice. All
right, well, we'll be watching. It's at 2:30 this afternoon is the hearing with Jeff Sessions. Dr. Lee Hanna of Wright State University, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thanks for having me.